Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. I know it's not Halloween. Alright, that's long past. But when it came to my Halloween videos, I ran out of time and I couldn't upload everything I wanted to. So that's why I'm uploading them past Halloween. But if you stop and look at it like this, at some point in time, it's gonna be Halloween time again, October. So somebody eventually will stumble upon my videos and watch it around Halloween time. So yeah, and I'm here today to talk to you about Modern Family Season 2, the Halloween special. I forget what the episode's called, but yeah, I'm actually surprised I have not talked about this yet. I thought for sure I talked about it last year. And so when I looked on like my videos, I'm like, hey, where's this episode at? I'm like, oh, that's right. I never talked about it. I talked about the other holiday specials, but I never talked about the Halloween one. And it's one of my favorite Halloween episodes, and I can't believe I neglected it this long. So basically, the story it mostly revolves around the adults, not so much the younger cast. And so with the adults, they're all going through something different. I like that. I hate when they're all going through the same thing. Phil is talking to his neighbor, and his neighbor's wife just up and left him. And so Phil, being a nosy person, wants to know why. But now he fears that, Claire one day might want to leave him. So now he's all worried and paranoid throughout the entire episode, trying to get close to her, but she just keeps pushing him away and everything like that. I don't know what's weird. I feel like I've talked about this episode before, but I can't find it on my list. Did ABC have it taken off or something? I didn't use no like audio or no video, just my typical picture clips. But anyway, it turns out that Claire and Phil love Halloween to death, especially Claire. Claire is obsessed with Halloween and scaring people. And so, she goes out her way to scare the crap out of everybody. So she has the haunted house of horrors at her place. And so, they're dressing it up for, the kids to walk through and everything like that. I did that one time when I was younger. I don't like going into strangers' houses. I don't understand why people do that, especially for Halloween, where everything's a little bit more scarier. And so, one recurring gag with Phil is that he has this motion detector for one of his decorations, and it pops up and scares him. It is hilarious. It'll get you the first time. After once in a while, you watch it a couple times, then you know to expect it. But it's always great to see Phil just scream like a little girl and everything. And so that's his whole story arc for the entire episode. Basically, it's just him worried about what happened with his neighbor and his neighbor wife leaving him, and worried that Claire one day might do the same thing. Now, with Cam and Mitchell is completely different. Mitchell heard that they have to dress up for Halloween at his law firm. So he dresses up as Spider-Man. And it's a really cool classic Spider-Man costume from the older 80s, 70s, and 90s, before they started doing the Tobey Maguire and the Tom Holland costume. They never really did the Andrew Garfield costume that much, I've noticed. It's only the other two. This is the classic costume. And it's a cool costume, man. I had a Spider-Man costume, I think last year, but I sent it back because I gained too much weight during the pandemic and I looked a little weird in it. And it was hard to fit my size because of the weight I gained. When I lose that weight, oh, I'm buying that costume. I look so good in that costume. I might just buy it again. I don't care how much weight I got. It was only $20, so it was one of those cheap ones, And so, Cam hates the idea of Halloween. He has a tragic Halloween story. Basically, something happened back in his hometown and it traumatized him. But he can't help but keep bringing it up. But he won't tell nobody what happened. And so, when Mitchell goes to his law firm, turns out nobody's in costume. except for two guys, the one that told him, and then other people keep making fun of those two dudes. So now he is embarrassed and don't want to get out his car. But then Cam tells him, he has like, his suit in there, like his business suit. So he puts it on, but he puts it on over his Spider-Man costume. So of course, because it has like the Spider-Man muscles, it's making a squeaking noise. He is embarrassed because his boss keeps making fun of those two dudes in like Halloween costume, and he keeps squeaking. And so everybody's like, what is that noise? So he goes to the bathroom and he spills water on his suit. He's trying to dry it off, but he has to hide in the stall because the janitor comes. The janitor takes his clothes. Now he's trapped in the bathroom in a Spider-Man costume with no mask. And it's funny that he dressed up as Spider-Man because he said before, he had a Spider-Man comic and all this and that. And so that's kind of cool they brought that reference back. And so he has to sneak out the bathroom through like a window and everything in his Spider-Man costume. He gets to the pavement, and then when he tries to get in his car, the alarm goes off. Everybody in his law firm can see him in his Spider-Man costume, especially his boss, who is embarrassed and ashamed. And so with Gloria and Jay, what's going on with them is that he makes fun of her because of her thick Colombian accent. He's all like, sometimes like you don't pronounce words correctly. And so she ends up buying him things wrong. She brought him tons of baby Jesuses when he wanted little Cheez-Its or something like that. So she bought him tons of baby Jesus. And so like, even I couldn't say that. Wow. And so she gets really embarrassed because Manny's getting on her, and then like, her husband's getting on her, and she's embarrassed because she's all like, English is her second language, and she tries her best and everything. And when it comes to Sofia Vergara, I love how she won't get rid of her accent. Like, that's one thing she says she ain't giving up. And I respect her for that. And so because of that, her and Jay are kind of like at odds. So the big night's coming, and Claire is ready to give everybody like, their cues and what they have to do for the night of horrors. So like nobody really wants to listen. And Gloria is supposed to be the town witch, or bruja as they call it there. And so when Gloria does it, she does it with an American accent, and she speaks with an American accent the whole night. And Claire's all like, oh, Gloria, when did you learn English? And so that pisses her off even more. And then so when she says like her bruja stuff, she says it with a really corny American accent. Basically, Claire is not getting what she wants. Everybody is kind of ruining it for her because everybody's going through their woe is me's and everything. And so Cam keeps going on and on about like, what went wrong with him in Halloween, but not really wanting to explain it. Phil keeps getting scared by that thing and wanting to get close to Claire, and she just keeps pushing him away. Gloria and Jay are arguing and everything, and the kids are just being kids. And oh my God, what's her name? Haley's dressed like a really inappropriate Mother Teresa or Virgin Mary, what they call it. I feel like I have talked about this before. Where is that video at? And so like, what is it? So as the kids are coming, everybody's saying their lines wrong. Jay's not doing the fog, and everybody's not doing the thing they're supposed to be doing. And Cam keeps crying about like that night from Halloween years ago. Turns out, they all went trick-or-treating, and it said get like one piece of candy, but this one kid took more. And then something happened, and then he lied on Cam and said Cam took it all, and everybody chased Cam. And then everybody scared the crap out of Cam so bad, he wet his pants in front of everybody. Since then, he has been traumatized with Halloween. Claire has had it and yells at everybody and talking about how Halloween is just her one special night, and y'all couldn't even give her that. And so Jay and Gloria, they make up outside, talking about how like, how when he first met her, how he felt like in love with her, stuff like that. When Mitchell was like in the bush, she's like, "Oh, ain't that sweet?" But she didn't know it was him, and she punches the crap out of him. Basically, when Claire's having her meltdown outside, some kids go into the house, and then we finally get to hear how everything is supposed to go, but we don't get to see it. And so, like, that sucks. But all in all, this was one of the coolest Halloween episodes ever. And I love Modern Family so much. They're like so hilarious. But it's their better Halloween episode. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.